But before we begin, this video is sponsored by me and our studio, and we just came out with a new line of ceramics, so I really wanted to show you guys what they look like because my sister spent a lot of effort on them. So this is one of them, this frog wizard. There's this little frog, actual frog prince that says "give me kiss." And this time we also worked on a couple of more decorative pieces like this one. I have this little cow just sitting on top of my desk with me. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out any of our ceramic stuff, you can go to trystudio.shop to check out our stuff. And let's get into the video. Good morning, guys. Back at the studio again. I just realized I always wear the same 2 or 3 outfits. Don't even judge. It's called being eco-friendly. But today I just received a package from MOFT that I purchased from. I don't know why I said that like they sent it to me. Ta-da! I saw this on a YouTube channel and I instantly wanted to get it because I've always loved Apple's silicone case series, but as you know, they are very fragile and they are very prone to scratches, and they don't even have a white version for iPhone 14 Pro, so I was a little bit disappointed and I got the pink one, but then it broke within like a few months of me owning it and I was so heartbroken, but I swore to myself from then on that I would never purchase from them again because it just doesn't make sense that it's so fragile when it's the thing that's supposed to protect your phone. I was on the lookout for a similar design, like very clean, very minimal. Also, I don't know why there's construction every day, but bear with me. And for now, I'm just using the transparent one from Apple as well, but as you know, they don't have the base protection, so that's not great either. But yeah, I just always like to have a very minimal option in my case collection that also doesn't make me anxious about breaking my phone or cracking the screen. So here's how it looks. It's not white, it's like a gray, it's like a stone color, but it looks very minimal and nice. And here's how it looks on. It actually looks pretty similar to the silver in the phone. And then the buttons are of a different texture. They're like semi-metal, I would say. Here's my lock screen. I took this picture. So yeah, I will be sharing how I feel about this case after I use it for a while. Good morning, guys. Another day, another studio day. And we actually got a huge order at night. So when I woke up, I got the notification. I was so happy, and then I clicked into it, and then another order arrived. So today, I think my sister is just going to be working on some ceramic. She's gonna do the icon pack. Today is firing day, so I won't be doing any ceramic. Okay, anyways, and I'm going to be editing the studio vlog for our studio channel if you don't know. And I recently made a little change to our shop where when our current stock of ceramics is sold out and there are no more stock and they have to be made to order, it will be a pre-order button instead of a normal add to cart button, so that the purchasing process is a little bit more streamlined and it's more intuitive. So yeah, most of our designs only have one in stock, and when more people buy them, we might make them in bulk because of storage problems. We don't have a ton of them in stock, so do expect to wait a little bit if you see the pre-order button, but that will only be like 1 to 2 weeks. So yeah, that's our little update, and I'm going to be editing some videos today, and I'm so excited because I got some new plugins for my Final Cut Pro, so I'm going to be trying them out. I don't know if they will be too fancy for a studio vlog, but still, it's gonna be so fun. Also, I'm hoping I finally am using this mic right. Breakfast. 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 And milk tea. Cute milk tea. Classic milk tea. And then we're catching up on the performances. We're gonna wait until they have subtitles to watch the entire episode, but we're just watching the performances for now, and I'm so scared. My first order of business for the day is to make our monthly studio wallpaper and actually took some photos of the bow army yesterday. So I'm gonna be making a little wallpaper of that. And I did a little template on Canva for the monthly calendar for February. So I'm just gonna do my own handwriting over it. So I know the spacing, it's all correct. And then I'm also gonna make a desktop version because the photo is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. So I'm just gonna be making good use of it. I think personally, Bo is such a star. Also, it's absolutely freezing in the studio. Oh, 真係今日燒唔到。That is the wallpaper for the month, and I also made another one that just has a little quote that says Bow Army has your back, which is really cute in my opinion. And in this pack, I think I'm also going to be including one that's just blank, so you can use it on your home screen, which is really fun. So this is the first one. It just says Bow Army has your back, and then this one is blank, and then this one is just the February one. And for now, I have this as my lock screen. It's my illustration for Valentine's Day, but as you can see, it doesn't really fit. So I'm gonna change it to Bow, and I'm gonna have it say Bow Army has your back because it's the cutest thing ever. The photo is so large, it even fits on the iPad. But my iPad's not the hugest. And it looks like this. It looks like their heads are peeping out. Like if you're having your iPad horizontal. But it looks like this, and it's really, really cute. Huh?
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Got my sister's footage on her hard drive. And now I'm gonna edit it. And it's gonna take a while because it's easy to edit your own stuff, but it's really hard to edit footage that other people took, especially I don't really know about ceramics that well. So I have to ask her a lot for how to do the vlog, how to edit, what to say. 你想係邊個 vlog 3啊 vlog 2啊
喺周圍
出面嗰啲啊
都唔少嘅，
我知道啦。
因為可能有陣時有啲嘢係冇用到嘅，留翻俾我。
I'm doing the studio vlog editing, and this is how I edit the clips to the beat of the music. So basically I play it and then I add the bookmarks by pressing M, just according to the music, and it's super fun to do, but it's also kind of tedious. But one thing that I always forget to do is I always forget to choose music before I edit, so then I have to go to the music website, which is Epidemic Sound that I'm using, and I have to choose some music, and I always like just do it in a rush, and that's not good. So now I'm trying to get myself to get into the habit of choosing some music before I edit so that everything could be more satisfying. Absolute time traveler over here. Everyone take some notes.
The camera isn't even here.
Take some notes. She got the camera back when it was 2017. And it's so horrible because I don't know the date. How can I edit? Not a spawn, but this is so fire. Absolute Chonker has arrived. White boy. Why is he like double the size of the dog?
She's just like me for real.
She looks so happy.
Yeah.
Guys, I just discovered the most amazing thing. And I'm not sponsored, I swear to God. And I was just editing videos and our hard disk was full, so I was like crying because I wanted to edit it as soon as possible, but it wasn't possible because it's full. but then I couldn't delete it, and it keeps saying that it's in use. All the files are in use, but no apps are open. So I got so frustrated, I decided to download that app called like Clean My Mac. And I used to hate this app because it always pops up and then asks you to pay for the subscription or whatever. And I was like, do I want to pay for a subscription? But like this always happens when I'm editing and it's so annoying. I wanted to pay for it, but then it was so expensive that I decided to like scratch that. But then it was like I had to, because I still have to edit the video, right? So then I remembered this app called Set App, where it just has a bunch of apps that has subscriptions. So you just pay for one subscription and then you can have access to all of them. And one of the apps is Clean My Mac. And it's such a good way to get a bunch of subscriptions at once because all the apps are like productivity related, so you can just like customize your Mac or use a bunch of other apps for expense tracking, time tracking, note taking, whatever productivity thing you want to do. And it's just so good because I really need that app, but I don't want to pay for the subscription on its own. But now I have a bunch of other apps as well that I've been wanting to download, but I don't want to pay for a bunch of subscriptions. You get what I mean? And then I cleaned my SSD and it's just so amazing. It just cleans all of my stuff, all of my system junk, all of my RAM, all of my apps that I didn't bother to uninstall. It's just, ugh, guys, this is Set App. Just, it's so good.
Add some light, please. Nothing. You can head in. Gonna be a great No.
Weirdest dog ever. They have suddenly decided to eat. Happens every time. 100% surefire way to get them to eat is to play with them. Stop! Yo, bed! I'm about to end my workday, but I wanted to do something more before we leave, so I'm studying Final Cut and I'm making a template, making a database on Notion for the shortcuts I want to remember because I want to up my editing game, because today I just finished the rough cut for my video. So tomorrow I'm going to be editing the whole thing. No, next Monday I'm going to be editing the whole thing, and I want to be able to be efficient. And honestly, learning those shortcuts just make me more excited to edit. So I'm going to do this before we leave. Let's unbox it anyway, because I got my stuff anyway. I think I only have two things, which are the UV lens for my camera and then the batteries for my camera. So that's not a lot of stuff, but we gotta dig and find where they are because I don't know where they are. I don't know where I put my cutters. Where are they? Here's the UV filter for my camera that I'm using right now. I'm gonna put it on you later. And then I've got some batteries because I am going to be taking this camera with me on my trip to Korea, so I'd have to have some backup batteries. Can you guys chill? I didn't recognize the packaging at first because when I used to order batteries from this company, they aren't this packaging, but whatever works. So, and these are the batteries. The cool thing about it is that you just put it into this case and then you put a wire. You can charge it all at once, which is really nice. I already have something like this for all of my other cameras, for my Fuji's and for my other Sony camera. I didn't really like having backup batteries at first because it feels like a little bit dumb, like you have to carry them around. But then I found out what's even more dumb is not having battery when you're outside and you want to film something. So then I gave in and then found out how convenient it actually is. So that's a nice change to my entire workflow, and now I just plug these in and they charge and then they stop charging once they're done charging, so that's really good as well. Over the weekend, I also made the semi-impulsive decision to purchase this camera. And you might know it, you might not know it, but it's actually kind of famous. It's kind of viral. It's called the Ricoh GR IIIx, and I've had my eye on it for a really long time, and it's actually kind of a late time to get it because it's been out for like a long time already, but I still decided to get it because I just wanted to. And it's essentially just a little camera, pocketable sized camera for you to take pictures to document your life, and a lot of people use it for street photography, which is also kind of what I'd be using it for. I wanted to do a little bit of introduction to it because over these few years photography has become one of my passions and hobbies, so maybe you guys would like to learn more about it as well. And as you can see, the size are pretty different. Like this one you can definitely fit in your pocket, but this one is more like a comfortable fit on top of your neck, like hanging off your neck. It's like a comfortable fit, but definitely not pocketable. And I also put on the UV filter and the hood on here, so it's definitely even more not pocketable. And in terms of ergonomics, I really enjoy this one because it's designed for one-hand use. Like it has a little dial over here so you can adjust the shutter speed, and then it also has a little flick thing and you can also spin the dial. But this one has a little bit more of a film experience to it where you switch it on with the switch instead of a button, and then with the shutter speed and ISO you also adjust it with a dial by lifting it up and moving it and also moving it, and then the exposure compensation is also done by this. And if your hands are small like mine, you can't really control all of the buttons, and with this one lifting you definitely cannot. And then the buttons behind here, I wouldn't call them accessible, and I wouldn't call this a really good experience in terms of pressing the buttons. So yeah, it's the ergonomics, really this one wins all of it. In terms of professional photography, this one definitely wins because first of all, it has a viewfinder, so you can look at exactly what you're taking a picture of. And it's also an optical and electronic viewfinder combined, so you can choose between which one you want to use depending on what the situation is, and you can flip between the two with this. And it also has way more customizable buttons, so if you want to customize anything to your routine, your photo taking routine, you can definitely do that. And it also has a tilt screen, which the Ricoh does not. It does not have a viewfinder, it does not have a tilt screen. But yeah, I've just been really enjoying bringing this camera along with me because it's just so small. It also has filters on it, so you can customize it. And I think this button is my favorite because you can control a variety of things. Yeah, that's the review for my new camera.
Guides, and then still not fired, so okay, it's not our logo style. So then after hand building, we'll move on to
Wow. Snack break.
Snake. Oh my god, this is my favorite top. It's turned out something before we leave. And contact complaint is just too much. I have to make at least 100 cups and sell them all to.
So I'm kind of revisiting my old Korea vlog over here from like 2020, and I'm like kind of cringing, but also I want to teleport back to that time because I want to go to Korea. It's such a miracle to me that we went to Korea for like 5 days, and the vlog ended up only being 13 minutes, which is insane, but it was my first time vlogging, to be fair. So yeah, and this time around we're going for 1 full week. I hope I can make the vlog like 1 episode per day. which will end up being like 7 episodes, maybe 6 episodes, because we do have flights. But I'm just reviewing the vlog just to make some notes, because we are going to have a busy rest of the month. We're going to have our body check, we're going to have our dentist appointment, and have therapy, and we're gonna have the 4th shot of our COVID vaccine, because we want it to be extra safe, because we have never caught the COVID before. I think it's just gonna be a lot of planning and a lot of working in advance, because
So before the trip, one of my dad's friends told him that Google may have data. So if you cafes or those in Hong Kong, essentially were.
Good morning, guys. It's another day, and now I'm just reviewing the footage for this vlog, and I just realized that this vlog has just become so app focused and like digital stuff focused that this might as well be a digital sharing video, you know? But I do have a couple more apps on my list that I wanted to share. So one of the apps that I've been loving recently is called Routine, and once again, it's from a subscription from Set app, but I'm not sponsored. But it's just like a really good Pomodoro app that syncs across my phone and my desktop, and it also shows up in the menu bar on my desktop, so I can look at what my time is looking like. And it also shows you a little calendar of your blocks, and you can also take a break, which I'm doing right now. And what's super cool about it is that throughout everything, you can write your notes for all of your sessions. So you can review your notes for all of your sessions. And personally, I just think that the report part was what sold me, because it all looks so cool and minimal and really color focused, which is what I really like. I've tried a lot of Pomodoro apps in my time, and I really liked Forest when I was like younger, but it was such a pity that I think the sync between phone and computer is not that great. Another great thing about Routine, the app that I just shared right now, is that for all of the sessions, it also syncs to your Google Calendar. So if you're like me, you love Google Calendar, all of your sessions are just gonna be synced to your Google Calendar, and you can look at all of your sessions just all in one place. And the reason why I need this instead of just looking at the calendar in the Routine app is because for my personal stuff, I also sync it to Google Calendar with a tracker. I've talked about it before, but I track these activities on my phone with a start and stop time tracker. So for example, when I go to shower, I track the start time, and then when I go out of the shower, I track the stop time, and it automatically syncs to my Google Calendar as well. And that's just a really comprehensive way to track my time. My calendar blocking looks like this, and it's just a really good way to look at how I've spent my time when everything is just in one place in my Google Calendar. So yeah, that's why I've been loving it, and it's been a really important criteria for me to choose a time tracking app as well. Like if it doesn't sync to my Google Calendar, and if the only way I can check my time tracking history is by going into that app, it's not that good for me, and it's a no for me. The sun is out and I'm so pretty. He's getting me. Let me show you. Slade. It's really so good, guys. It's so good. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, buy this, guys. It's my bottle of feelings. And we are having this for lunch. Mine is live fun. And they always give us these huge ass drinks. Well, it's not like we're special, but they are special in my heart because it's so huge. And I haven't even drank any of my own tea yet, but I'm gonna drink this tea. And look at the studio space. Oh, it's just so pretty. 脸好小哦。
它可以加钱在掉的好像得
发纹啊，我觉得它很好的是它有口袋的设计。它两边这个涩谷的宫下公园，它是在2020年运动场地，像是你可以在这边玩。
Remember when I made this illustration? Now I made a line art only version, and I printed it out, and I'm gonna do a little coloring book moment, and I'm also gonna be filming a reel with it. And I don't know if I'm gonna sell this as a coloring book, coloring page. Depends on how I feel after actually coloring it, but I think it's actually so cute. Just blue and white like this, but I think I'm gonna color it some color pencils and then I'll think about it. Good morning, you guys. Today is a very important day because my MacBook is finally going to be arriving. I was throwing a fit yesterday because it was supposed to arrive yesterday, but it didn't. So I was like, "Arr." I was being the most angriest girl in the world. But today, it's finally gonna come here in the afternoon, and it's now 11 something, so we gotta work on some other stuff to distract my own self until it arrives, and then we can film the unboxing and stuff. And for today, I think I'm gonna make a reel for our shop for the stickers, and then I'm gonna place an ad for that reel. But for now, I'm just gonna look on Instagram for some inspiration for some sounds, and then I will film the reel. Hey guys, the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh my god, it looks a little tiny. Tiny man. It is here. Woo! Our fateful day has come. You know, this thing arrived and I was like drawing, and I actually held off unboxing this just to draw. So you guys will know my passion for drawing is real. Speaking of real, I made a reel. Woo! Oh! My camera does not want to watch my reel. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. I drew my own outfit today because I thought it was cute. But low-key, on the camera, I look like a little goblin. That's besides the point. Woo. These boxes are always so nice, but it dented a little bit on this one. I watched a YouTube channel of someone who used to work in Apple for their engineering, for their packaging, and that is really cool. If you are interested, definitely go check out what Apple are doing for their packaging because it is really cool. What if I hold a giveaway and then it's just giving away these 2 stickers? I will be blocked. I tore the paper. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, guys. Guys, it's absolutely fucking fine, okay? Look at how slim it is. I was actually debating whether to get the Air or the Pro because I usually get the Pro, but you know what? I already have a desktop one and I really do not want to carry this whole iPad and the Air together, so decided to get the Pro together, so I decided to get the Air. But it is a pity that it does not have an SD card slot. But just look, it's the same width as the iPad with the case on. Isn't that insane? It's a whole ass computer. MagSafe also makes its return to Mac finally, because I remember I yeeted my entire MacBook out of this realm when I was at school, when it was charging and someone did not know it was charging, and then they yeeted it. So then obviously it suffered. It fell to the ground. I fell to my knees. I was like, Jesus, will you save my MacBook, please? Please tell me it's fine. And then it was fine. I don't know what happened. Also, I used to have no desktop computer and I used to put my laptop on top of my chest and just browse through the internet like that. And I always fall asleep like on the side. My laptop would look like this. It would be on the side with me on the bed. I would be scrolling like this and then I would fall asleep. And then would fall on the floor. And it has happened multiple times. I'm ashamed to admit. It has never died on me before. So I don't know what to say except for I am simply a foxing for my computers. So as you can see, I did customize my laptop with the Korean subtitles, Korean alphabet keyboard, because all the other languages that I know can be typed with the English alphabet. Only the Korean is a little bit janky wanky and it's not a pleasant experience, so that's why I customized it to show the Korean alphabet. Maybe that's why it took so long. Maybe I'm at fault here, but I don't care. Let's simply set it up. Hot tip! You can go to your setting and your Wi-Fi and then your current Wi-Fi. You can copy your password by clicking on the password. Unfortunately, this MacBook is not yet signed in, so it does not have my iCloud, so I have to manually type it anyway. So that was kind of not a hot tip. Slay. Oh, let's set up the computer together now. And I have decided to ditch the transferring because I have like 500K files. And it took like 5 minutes just to transfer 2,000 files. So it was like kind of not my vibe. Why do I kind of type better on this keyboard? Oh, T. Oh, 好甜。而家3點幾，3點半。我 set up 完就4點半。Okay, while it's setting up, let me talk about how I had only just discovered XG yesterday, and now I can't stop listening to their songs. I'm like, left, right. It's just so good. And the main thing that captivated me the most was the styling and the MV, the graphic design. It's just so amazing. Oh God. So the first thing we need to do is simply remove all of these ugly ass apps from this bar because we don't need them. And then we're gonna go and download our essential apps. Let me also share my favorite apps along with you guys as I set this whole thing up. So the first thing I must do, first of all, is download this app. Okay, it's called Raycast. I've talked about a similar app like this before, and it's called Alfred, but now I actually like Raycast better because it has more functionality and I like the design better. So yeah, 女人就係咁善變㗎啦. But it's actually like an upgraded kind of spotlight type of app. So essentially you can just use a shortcut, ask it to do anything. But first of all, we have to go into setting to disable spotlight. Where is, how do we disable that? Spotlight. Okay, we need to go away. So now we can set this to show Raycast when we say command space. Wow, why do I sound like that? This is horrible. Now we're gonna download our browser, which is from the browser company, and the browser is called Arc. So I don't use Safari on my computers. I only use it on my phone. As the first thing, it is like a Chrome Premium, and it uses the Chrome extensions as well. So if you have any Chrome extensions that you feel like you cannot live without, you can simply use this app as well, and you can use all the extensions still. So cute. Cute! It also has a little ARC membership card. It says I'm a naive perfectionist. Why is that so true? I am not happy about it. Oh, so now it has separated my work computer's browser and my personal computer's browser. Don't take me wrong. I always say don't take me wrong, but it's actually don't get me wrong or don't take me the wrong way. I just merged them. That's called power. Don't get me wrong 2.0. Still the same account, but it simply has different spaces. So let me name my space work. Okay, so now I have 2 spaces for my personal and my work. Okay, so now we have our browser, and the next thing that we're gonna download is Set App. I only discovered this app like last week. I'm already in love with it, so now I'm gonna download it. So because this computer is so small, the screen is so small, I do want to enable Stage Manager, which I do not have open on my main desktop. And the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna change our desktop wallpaper because it's kind of disgusting right now. I'm gonna change it to my own illustration, which you can also get on my shop, by the way. My setup is complete for now. 坐到屎忽痛啦！我個 Sony 拍到冇電。